You've said a number of things about how to deal with corruption. Both NPP and NDC have had a chance to manage somehow corruption in this country. So they don't have that much of a difficulty in trying to tell us how they are going to manage if they come back in 2016 or if they are elected in 2016. But you have a much harder role. Just telling us these things which already have been done or exist in our laws, like the laws we have, the public procurement law, the decoupling that people talked about from 2008 when they came to power, they said it's a constitutional matter. So I was thinking that you say something different from all these issues that have already been handled. For example, inequality is a cause and a source of corruption, and also a result of corruption. What are you going to do that will reduce the inequality such that people will not be tempted to be corrupt? People will not blame poverty as a cause of corruption. You have Article 71 officers who earn more than permanent full-time workers. You have parties, ruling parties appointing members of, they are party members of boards of directors who earn more than permanent salaries. What are you going to do with that? You have parliamentarians trying to catch the eye of the president, so they are not very effective in parliament. And how are you going to change the attitude of Ghanaian public officers so that corruption will be reduced? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just a quick announcement. Please keep your questions to 30 seconds. And please keep the mic not too close to your mouth so that we don't get the puffing sound for the listeners. Thank you very much.
I think the problem with corruption is that there is no real desire at the top to fight it. As I indicated in the personal responsibility segment of my presentation, elsewhere people take responsibility for even people they appoint. Now, the people that you are talking about at the bottom, they are actually victims of corruption. Because if you are one of these low-income earners and you still have to bribe your way to get your child in school, you are a victim. I think that the attitudinal change which you alluded to comes by example. I gave the example of Dr. Hillel Lemar. He told his ministers when they were appointed, if I catch you, I will turn you over to the authorities. And so when he was removed, none of them. In fact, my friend Kankam Da Costa was in jail for 4 years while they investigated him. Professor Nabila still in his life. But you know, when Dr. Lemar handed over to me in 1996, and I tried to get some of his people back, you know what they told me? He didn't allow us to chop. We are not coming back. That's the Ghanaian attitude. And I retorted by saying, if you had chopped, you would have been in the grave. You wouldn't be here. Because in 1981, people were shot, or 82, for corruption. So I still believe that, yes, corruption at the ports is not the same at the health department. So you cannot have one solution to it, but leadership by example is what I think is important, what is missing in Ghana.